All right, guys, welcome back to the Hooligan Hangout, your mom's favorite place to be. It's me, Edward, with your other host, Noah.
If skunks are stinky, then I might be the stinkiest.
And Anthony.
I ate a clock yesterday. That was very time consuming.
All right, guys, and we're going to jump into our favorite opening segment. We're going to go ahead and jump right into spam mail. Who's going first?
Noah.
Dang, all right. Okay, I guess I'll go first. All right, so I had an article today that's stating it's not, they don't even spell it right. Man attempts to reheat food on packed flight and leaves passengers baffled. So basically, this dude on the flight, this whole article made me whack. The dude on a flight, he brought some food on board. I don't know how he got that on board. He brought a full of pizza on board, and I guess mid-flight it was cold, so he decides to put the pizza like near the light switch that's above you. Or not the light switch, the light that's above you, and to try to heat it up.
What the heck? No, that's spam mail.
I'm going with fake
That's
only
not
because
real.
you said they spelt it wrong.
Yeah, that stood out too.
It's real.
What?
Bro, what?
No way.
It's real.
Where's
Why?
this article from?
Mirror.co.uk.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, it was probably just a common mistake. It is a mirror.co, not one of the super duper big news sites.
Whack, whack, whack,
It's got 145 shares.
So did it work?
Yeah, could you imagine you're just sitting next to someone and they're just like, sorry, excuse me, just give me a second. And they just pull a whole pizza and just put it against the light right above your head.
The
Just
flight
like,
attendant.
excuse me, what are you doing? And he'd be like, bro, I'm just heating up my food. Just leave me alone.
The flight attendant's like, sir, you can't have that on board. And he's like, don't tell me what to do.
Oh my god.
I got it on here, didn't I?
Right? They said I could.
It didn't get taken at the checkpoint, did it?
Who's next?
Anthony, you're up next.
Okay. So mine is Donald Trump called Republicans the dumbest group of voters. Okay. And this was a while ago. It was a quote, and he said, "If I were to run, I'd run as a Republican. They're the dumbest group of voters in the country. They believe anything on Fox News. I could lie and they'd still eat it up. I bet my numbers would be terrific." And that was his quote.
And how long ago was that?
It doesn't say.
Automatic.
Wasn't specific.
Fake.
Sounds fake to me.
It is
If
fake.
it was before his, it is fake.
Yeah.
Okay, because I was gonna say if it's before his presidency, then maybe he said it, but then I was like, no, he would never say that.
Well, obviously it was before, because he was like, if I were to run, then I'd run as a Republican.
Oh, I didn't hear you say that. My bad.
That's just a little. He says a lot of stuff, but that just seems like something that would not come out of his mouth.
Yeah, he would
There are just
absolutely
certain
not
things that
diss
you can
those.
believe,
I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like it would be something he said.
No, because
I think so.
he's a
I think
Republican,
he's-
so why would he call his voters dumb? He wants them to vote for him.
I don't know.
think he's always been super Republican.
All right,
All right, Edward.
You're up next.
All right. So it starts off. Headline. Man actually responds to Nigerian pimp scam mail. Turns out it was a real prince. Wins $1 million.
Wait, what? What?
Where is this from?
CNN.
That's real.
Yeah.
It's real, but fake because it's CNN.
Yeah, it's real.
All right, well, it's wrong because I completely lied. I just made that up on the fly, and it's not even on CNN.
Ooh, got us both.
You can't just lie like that. You liar. You dirty liar.
I mean, I did. I win. That's a tally for the I don't even know what I would call myself. That's just stupid. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, once again,
Cheaters
figure out the
never win,
tally,
Edward.
fellas, and send it to us. Is it that
Yeah.
time? You know what time it is. It's news time. All right, so this week I got a good hefty chunk of news. A lot of it's mainly just like the new synopsis for different movies that we might be interested in. But first up, we're going to start with some news for Indiana Jones 5, which Steven Spielberg is going to be the producer of. They got the director on board, which is James Mangold. He directed Logan, so I don't know.
Your mother directed Logan.
Did she? I think this is pretty solid. I don't know what he'll do with a franchise that's been so beaten, but
I wish him the best of luck.
yeah, on a different sequel. But I mean, who knows? Because I don't know. Indiana Jones.
I don't know. I guess if anyone were to do it, I would trust him with it, I guess.
Yeah, but it also, we have to see the material from the writers and part of his writing too. But I don't know. I'm not that interested in Indiana Jones 5, but some people might be. So there's that for you. We got more director news.
What are the odds they kill him off?
Pretty high,
That would be
honestly.
interesting.
Pretty high. Harrison Ford always wants to die.
So when you say it like that, it just sounds so wrong.
You know, in movies. Okay, y'all. Do y'all remember the movie Labyrinth?
I've never even heard of it.
Yeah, I remember
Really?
the name. I can't remember what it was about.
It was like what do you call it? It was like about this kid that man, I forgot. It was like, it's like a fantasy world, and there's like it's like a maze, and they have to find it's literally a labyrinth. It's kind of weird to explain. Well, anyways, they're making a sequel, and Doctor Strange director Scott Derrickson is gonna direct it. But I don't agree with it, because if y'all have seen that movie, y'all know this movie does not need a sequel whatsoever.
Really? How did it end?
Yeah. Well, it's not necessarily how it ends. It's just like
Just not necessary.
it's when, yeah, it's not necessary at all. Like, it would just be pushing the
Okay.
envelope. It's kind of like,
It's like the director's like, you know what? Funds are getting pretty low. I could use a paycheck real quick.
yeah, it's just a quick cash grab, basically. I couldn't think of
That's
an
whack.
example on the fly, but
Well, I guess we'll
It's
find
like
out.
whenever Disney decided to make Aladdin 2.
oh yeah, the live action Aladdin 2
Dear God.
and the original, which might both be ass, but we'll see. Avatar 2, if y'all are still interested in that. It's been so long, I don't know if I'm too interested anymore,
Avatar,
but we'll see.
The blue people?
Yes.
Yeah, the movie.
Oh, yes. I want to see the second one. That's probably one of
Okay.
my all-time favorite Disneys. Besides the classics.
It wasn't Disney before, but it's sad to say it is technically Disney now.
Yeah.
What a ripoff.
But
Dude, I
anyways,
love that movie so much.
the plot has been revealed. I love that movie too. But this plot reveal actually has me kind of interested now, because it's gonna follow Jake Sully again, but it's actually gonna follow him with his new family of the blue people, like his, his wife in the last movie, and they're actually gonna have a family, and they're gonna be exploring different areas of Pandora.
Broski got
That makes me
alien
excited just
And-
because of how,
and-
huh? Go ahead.
And I heard a lot of it was gonna be like the water regions of the world.
That's exciting. Because the first one, it was just so beautiful. Like all the scenery and stuff. Like the way they did it, I just thought it was really good.
Dude, it still holds up for its time.
Bro, if
Agreed.
they get like the underwater CGI anywhere close to what they did in Aquaman, I will be thoroughly just happy.
Yeah.
Because to me, the best looking underground waterscape has been from Aquaman.
Well, I'm not sure if they'll be underwater per se, because they can't breathe underwater, I don't think. Did they have anything to help them breathe underwater?
I don't think, not that I know of.
Yeah, unless they pull something out of their butt. But
I thought you said it had to do with a lot more of the waterscape, though.
Yeah, like as in like they're gonna explore a lot more water. I think they're gonna have a lot more of the they're not dragons, but they're like the flying animals.
Well,
I don't
then
know.
why would they not be underwater if they said they're going to explore the waterscape? That makes no sense.
I don't know. I'm just reading what I found. Maybe that's rumor. We'll see. Martin Scorsese is back with a new film that's gonna premiere as an Apple TV Plus exclusive. It's gonna be called Killers of the Moon, and I'm interested in this because it actually follows the murders of wealthy people in Osage County, Oklahoma, and it's set to star Leonardo DiCaprio and Robert De Niro, which both of them have been on a roll lately.
Leonardo DiCaprio is just in everything at this point.
Yeah, but he's so good and everything. He touches it and it's instantly good. He only does movie. I know he worked with Martin Scorsese before, so
Guys, how long have I been on mute? The heck?
What? You muted yourself?
I guess.
oh well, not very long, just for that one part.
What'd you say it was on? What platform?
What?
PP.
Oh, the Apple TV Plus.
Oh, well,
Bro, no one's gonna watch
I don't
that.
have Apple TV Plus.
I have Apple TV Plus
Why?
because my dad
What's
got
even
it.
on there right now?
A lot actually.
What's good that's on there right now?
I haven't watched much of it, so I don't know. But
Exactly.
Exactly.
they do have the morning show with Jennifer Aniston and Steve Carell. That one's pretty good. No, there's more exclusives. They have a lot of good exclusives, but I just haven't watched it because there's too much to watch nowadays. Get too caught up in
Yeah,
everything
but like,
else.
when's the last time that you heard of like a groundbreaking Apple TV Max, whatever plus, whatever show that's been on a roll?
That's a good point.
Well, I mean, technically
honestly.
they just started Apple TV Plus.
Yeah, but until the internet freaks out and there's a meme about one of their shows, it doesn't really exist.
It doesn't count.
All right.
Tell me I'm wrong.
I don't know if you're like too interested in the new live action Borderlands movie, but they just cast Lilith in the movie. It's gonna be Kate Blanchett, which she played Hela in Thor Ragnarok.
Oh, bro, I totally forgot that they were doing that. That's kind of sick.
That is kind of sick. I'm interested to see if they're gonna do it like Mad Max or if they're gonna do it like a lot more CGI with like cell shader and shit.
I wonder if it'll just be a good mix between like that and like iRobot meets Mad Max almost.
Clever. Yeah, I like that idea actually. We're gonna get back to business with some DC news because this excites me. Henry Cavill is actually set to return as Superman in a lot of future movies, which I expect to be like cameos and stuff for now.
Ooh, yes, sir. I like him as Superman.
100%. He is my Superman.
Yeah, same. I'm glad they didn't like decide to like get rid of him completely.
No, I'm telling you, dude, if they got rid of him, their brand is done.
Yeah,
For sure. Like,
wrong.
he's the best Superman ever. Like,
Yeah, no question.
When I think of Superman, he's who I think of.
You can think of Christopher Reeves, but as of this day, Henry Cavill has killed that role with the material he's been given.
I can't wait for him to get his black suit in the Snyder Cut, dude.
Oh, he's gonna beat some butt, dude. I can't wait to see him.
Oh, we don't have to see that stupid half CGI face anymore.
No mustache. No CGI mustacheless face. There's more reports this week as well that Warner Media / AT&T, which is also the ones who brought up the Snyder Cut, they actually want Ben Affleck back as Batman, and they want him to continue his script on his solo movie, and they also want to include Jared Leto as Joker and Joe Manganiello as Deathstroke.
I don't know about Jared Leto's Joker, but I'm 100% hype for the Deathstroke to return because he looked so sick as Deathstroke, and I wish he would have gotten a chance.
I'm 100% down for this as well because I love Affleck as Batman. I want to see him back, and Joe Manganiello. And no, I'm probably in the minority, but Jared Leto as Joker, I really want to see more of because the way he talks about Suicide Squad and how they cut out so much of his character, I feel like we just need to see more. And I'm not going to knock it on his appearance. I want to see him act.
Oh, me too. I'm not saying that I hate him. I'm just more excited for Deathstroke than it is than his Joker.
Yeah.
And that's not like us saying his Joker's bad. I'm just saying that I've been waiting to see a good, high budget live action Deathstroke for a really long time.
Oh yeah.
I'm honestly
And the closest thing I
only
got to
hyped
was in Titans,
for
but that's
Deathstroke.
still not like movie level
High quality, super duper.
high qualities. Yeah.
What, Anthony?
Because Deathstroke is like my favorite Batman villain of all time. He's
Really?
just like my favorite DC villain of all time.
Mine's Joker, but that's okay. Go ahead, Anthony.
Oh, I was just saying, personally, I'm only excited for Deathstroke. I could care less about Ben Affleck or Jared Leto, honestly.
You don't like Ben Affleck?
No, I've told y'all that. I don't know.
All right. This is cut off. We're done.
All right, Anthony, I'm sorry, but you're going to have to be excluded from next week's episode.
Dang.
And he's like, all right.
Me.
Oh.
This just in, we're going to have to start rolling out applications. Anyone's free to join.
That was a
The
joke.
bar's not too high.
That was a joke. Don't take it serious, viewers.
Or
But
was it?
there is a Sonic sequel now in development, in case y'all didn't know.
That's good. I really liked the first Sonic movie. It was really good.
With the success of the first Sonic movie, you had to know they were going to pull out a sequel.
I'm so happy they fixed it, dude. Imagine all those scenes with the ugly Sonic, dude.
Dude, I feel like it would be unbearable to watch.
Bro, I would have watched it just to cringe, honestly.
I don't think I would have watched it, to be honest with you. That's how bad it looked to me.
There's a difference. Like, the Cats movie was so bad that I could not watch it, but I think the Sonic one would have been just bearable enough to go see and just, like, not laugh at the jokes, but just completely dunk all over the way Sonic looked.
Dude, those teeth. The human teeth creeped me out.
It was the eyes that got me.
The eyes, yeah. I'm glad they made him look more cartoony, like his old self. There's more news with Universal because you remember how they're doing the Invisible Man and they did what's it called? The Mummy? Is it The Mummy?
I was so hyped for that, and then I never actually saw it. The Mummy.
Yeah, I heard it sucked, but that was their way because they're trying to make a whole monster universe basically, and they're working on the Wolfman now, the Wolfman reboot, and Ryan Gosling is supposed to be the lead Wolfman.
Huh.
Ryan Gosling signed on to it, so I'm expecting a good movie, hopefully, because Invisible Man heard was pretty solid before the quarantine.
Can I quarantine with you? No, I'm getting kind of bored over here. I miss my cuddles.
Quarantine's over now.
I might.
Now you
What'd you say?
can all cuddles together.
Huh?
Just cause.
Anthony, you live far, bro.
And I'll
Virtual
walk.
cuddle.
I'll walk to y'all if I have to.
It's a long walk. MCU news. If y'all, no one watches Agents of Shield. if y'all watch Agents of Shield, there is some good news. Apparently, there's supposed to be some type of MCU crossover that they're teasing.
Hold on.
In the near future.
Really?
Those are the people that actually care.
All right, now we're gonna get into these new synopsis for two different movies. There's a new movie called Palm Springs. It's coming to Hulu July 10th, and it is a romantic comedy produced by The Lonely Island, which their pop star movie was really funny to me. I love that movie. It will premiere on Hulu July 10th. It's going to star Andy Samberg, Kristen Milioti, J.K. Simmons. So here's the synopsis. When carefree Niles and reluctant maid of honor Sarah have a chance encounter at a Palm Springs wedding, things get complicated as they are unable to escape the venue, themselves, or each other.
Sounds interesting.
I'm down for this movie because J.K. Simmons and Andy Samberg. I think they'll really do a good job, live it up.
I don't know. I personally can't stand romantic comedies. Like, to me, those genres just don't mix very well, and they either end up having jokes that just fall flat on their face, or it's an overbearing comedy and the romance part is just kind of thrown to the side.
I don't think there's really a genre of movie that I don't like. Like,
I feel.
no, you
Go ahead. Sorry. I was just gonna say I feel like Andy Samberg will really kill it though, because I feel like this is gonna be more comedy sided than romantic.
Well, the thing is, I also feel like that genre is just super played out. Like, I don't think anything's been really invented in a really long time, and I don't see that changing in the foreseeable future.
Like the same format.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like, it's either like, I don't know. Is it bad that when I think of romantic comedy, I think of like, Are You There Yet with like Ice Cube or something?
Yes.
That's a funny movie.
Like, in my head, that's just like, I mean, it is, right? Kind of.
I think
I
that's
guess,
just
kind of.
comedy.
Yeah, I thought it was
call
just
a
comedy.
romantic comedy. Don't know, bro.
More news on a new comedy. This is just a pure action comedy. Aquafina and Karen Gillan are going to star in it together. It's called Shelley, and it's a new movie. It follows a young woman named Shelley Wheeler, which is going to be Aquafina, and she was driven out of her town a decade ago after being humiliated by a prom prank. So hardened by the experience, she ended up becoming a cold-blooded hitwoman. God. She is eager to kill her next contract, which is going to be her former school bully, but then she ends up befriending her, which that's going to be Karen Gillan.
Aquafina, like the water bottle?
Maybe.
Aquafina?
Bro, that sounds so awful.
Experience?
It sounds kind of funny though. Like it's so like it sounds like one of those. It's so bad it's good movies.
I don't know, that that does not sound. I don't know who thought of that. Like, what makes you think, like, it would be a really good movie? All right, get this. Girl, prom, punch dumped all over her, right? Turns into a contract killer. Boom, killer idea. There we go. Fund it. $100 million. Let's go.
We should. If John Wick was a comedy.
Not even a good comedy. Like, I don't know. If it was like a 1-star rated comedy, I failed to see how that movie could turn out anything good.
This is probably going to be a direct-to-TV movie that I'd watch. I'd wait till it's on TV.
Pretty much.
And then, all right, we got some actual pretty big news. Cinemark plans to open its theaters on June 19th, being the first big movie chain to do so. The theater chain.
Finally. I miss going to the movies.
Oh, yes.
Me
It's
too.
all finally coming together. DC
So what I'm
News.
hearing is we're all going on a movie date, right?
Yeah, Anthony, we're going to bring you on FaceTime.
Yes.
All right, Batwoman is going to be replacing Ruby Rose's character with a new character named Ryan Wilder.
I don't even know if that's canon into the comic books.
I haven't either. I have no clue who that is.
I'm gonna be real. I have to be the only DC fan that really doesn't care about Batman all that much.
Batman?
Yeah, I mean, like, that's all is part of his, like, I don't pay attention to the Bat family all that much unless it involves Deathstroke.
You don't pay? I do.
That,
I just don't pay attention to Batwoman because they never use her, like, ever. Except now, I guess. But
that's fair. Like, I feel like they just kind of threw her away and replaced her with Batgirl.
yeah, and Batgirl is a lot more efficient because Batman don't need no wife.
I mean, what's Catwoman?
Exactly. He can have Catwoman. He don't need Batwoman. But anyways, Godzilla vs Kong. I can't wait for this movie. It's officially going to be rated PG-13.
Boo! It should be rated R.
Dude, can you imagine the gorilla throwing its own feces at Godzilla?
Oh, what's he doing? Whomp.
What interests me is the Kong Skull Island. They said that wasn't even a full-grown King Kong.
What?
I was about to say, like, I'm hyped for it, but I don't know how they're going to make that work because I feel like Godzilla, they've built up to be just this really overpowered creature. And I feel like King Kong wouldn't stand a single chance in the world.
If you saw King of the Monsters, though, you could see that Godzilla needed help.
Yeah, but you saw how many monsters it took before he needed help, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, he had to fight off, like, was it a he or she? I don't even remember anymore.
Godzilla's a he. That butterfly one was a she. Oh, I forgot her name. I'm sorry.
Mothra.
Mothra.
Yeah, like you saw how like it took like 3 or 4 monsters before Godzilla was like, all right, I kind of need some help now.
I know he was like, Mothra, help me, baby.
Mothra, come lick this peepee and provide some help, please. Thanks.
What's that?
I've been waiting for King of the Monsters not King of the Monsters, Godzilla v Kong for so long.
Me too. I think it'll be a really good fight, but I really don't see a way that King Kong could realistically win unless he's just beating the crap out of it with like a, I don't know, like a nuclear warhead or something.
Well, I think this is
King Kong. I like him better. I don't think he'll win, but I wish he did.
I was gonna say I prefer King Kong over Godzilla, but I don't see him beating Godzilla in a fight.
I love Godzilla, but I don't know. It's one of those things where I feel like they might both come out unscathed just to make more movies, or they're gonna flip the switch in a plot twist and kill like Godzilla.
That'd be cool.
Is it gonna be like a Freddy versus Jason?
Maybe.
Where everyone expected Freddy to win. I don't know about y'all, but I expected Freddy to beat Jason's butt.
No, I did too. You really should have.
As long as it's not a Batman versus Superman.
Don't have.
Yeah, King Kong's just gonna scream Mothra, and then Godzilla's just gonna stop. Why did you say that name?
Kong. He starts screaming.
Why'd you fling that poop at me?
Godzilla flips his tail like to hit the poop back at him.
Just King Kong misses the poop throw and just hits that child actor from Stranger Things character right in the face.
Which one? They're all child actors. Millie Bobby Brown. Oh yeah. Millie Bobby Brown.
Just flings poop, misses, just smacks Millie Bobby Brown.
Oh, I forgot she was in that movie. To be honest,
her plot was stupid.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, but they just put her in there to have star power in there.
I didn't care for the humans. That was one of the problems with that movie.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like they were just narrators at that point.
Yeah. Even they were like, but no, let them fight. And I'm like, all right.
Like, all right, what are y'all doing then?
Yeah.
Like, oh, no. I'm telling you, they were just spectators just speaking for the monsters at that point.
They had a lot of plot armor.
And then Millie Bobby Brown was just running around being suicidal maniac.
Oh, yeah, she had a lot of plot armor, too. Should have died. All right, now...
She should have made it past, like, the first 10 minutes of that movie.
No, she shouldn't have. The first 10 minutes was crazy. But now that we don't get off topic, let's go to the next one. And AMC Theaters is not... They don't believe they're going to stay in business, basically. They're losing billions of dollars.
Let's say after this Corona stuff and after them boycotting, what was it, Universal Studios or something? There was no way that they were going to last.
They shot themselves in the foot with that one.
I would say they did that to themselves.
It upsets me.
They just left themselves open up to be bought by Disney.
Oh, shoot.
That's true.
You're actually right on
Everything's going to be bought by Disney at some point.
What were you saying, Anthony? What upsets you?
Just the whole thing with AMC. Like, I wish I could stay in business, but it's not going to happen, probably. How come y'all's waves are so much bigger than mine?
That's what she said.
I'll be honest, you sound like a robot.
For real?
Yeah.
This just in. Anthony's going to be a star in the new Transformers movie.
Anyways, last piece of news for this week, Warner Brothers might actually be delaying their Tenet movie. It was set to release this July, but reports are claiming they're just having a hard time finding a new release date, so they haven't announced it yet. Which, this was basically our first hope, because this is one of the movies that we would see when the theaters come back up.
Yeah. All right. Anyways,
I thought you were gonna say something.
My computer,
I thought Anthony was gonna say something.
Turned off, and I couldn't hear anything. I swear, I thought my computer died.
That would have
well,
sucked.
yeah, it's definitely in the process of dying. Anthony, sing us something in autotune real quick. Oh, great. Love that song. Anyways, on to the next story now.
On to the next story. Anthony, why did you mute your microphone?
Just keep going.
Okay, you're gonna have to cut this out. But we're doing a new segment this week, and we think it's so good that we can continue doing it. So just let us know if you like it or not. All right, it's basically sad story time. All right, cue the music.
Oh, I didn't know we were going right into that. I didn't know that was all for the week.
What do you mean?
All right. I didn't know that was all the news we had.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Okay. All right. Here comes the beat. Noah, are you going to go first?
Yes, I sure am.
All right, let's go.
It was a rainy day, and my mother called me downstairs. She said my name in such a disappointing way that I had to rush down to see what was going on. She sat there as if she had been heartbroken 100 times over, and as I asked her what's wrong, she didn't say a word. 5 minutes passed before she said, "Daddy isn't coming home tonight." I said, "Where's Daddy, Mommy?" She said, "Wouldn't you like to know?" I said, "Wait, I'm not done. Cue the music." I said, "Well, of course I would like to know." She finally hesitated, but said, "That sorry son of a bitch was never your dad. He wore skin-tight pants and looked like Santa Claus. Son, your father was Santa Claus, and my presence won't be able to fill his stocking anymore."
Jeez.
I'm not done. I stopped and stared with the realization in mind. The conversation ended with me uttering just 2 very sweet words. "First time?"
What is wrong with you? I don't know what's wrong with you. Was that it?
Yes, that was it. That was the story. I knew I'd get y'all.
You can get these nuts anytime you want, babe.
All right.
Oh my god.
I had to set the bar high. I'm sorry.
Oh god, no, mine's gonna look so bad.
Well, mine's super
tough
short,
act
so it's
apart.
probably gonna be worse than yours.
It's okay. We'll get
Okay.
this rolling.
All right.
My torn. There I was, sitting at the bar when I noticed 2 chicks staring at me. Nervously, I walk over and offer them drinks. They laughed. I ran out of the bar embarrassed, only to notice my shirt tucked into my goofy goober underwear. I fix it and go into a bar down the street. I walk in and have the same thing happen. I find the nearest mirror and finally notice my "I'm a Virgin from the Back" t-shirt was on backwards. I love Anthony laughing at auto-tune.
He's like, "Ah!"
All right, Anthony.
Your turn.
Are you ready?
I don't know if y'all are gonna be able to understand me.
Bro, you sound like
Bro.
Elon Musk's son.
No, bro, he sounds like Claptrap, dog. All right, let's go, Anthony.
I imagine us together. I imagine you committing. I picture.
This is not gonna work. All you heard was I just crumpled up a piece of paper that I needed. That's fantastic.
I'm sorry, Anthony. We're having technical difficulties with Anthony today, so viewers, please understand. We will get this fixed in a future episode. Thank you very much. All right, are we good for to get to our movie for the week?
Yes.
All right, here we go. So this week we watched Uncut
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
Gems.
whoa, whoa, whoa. Hold on. Okay.
All right, here we go. So this week we watched Uncut Gems, which was actually a really, really good, pleasant surprise. Directed by Josh and Benny Safdie, the Safdie brothers, production company A24, which they're also very well known for good movies, known for Moonlight, Midsommar, The Lighthouse, and Hereditary, which were all really good movies in my opinion. The synopsis we have for this week is I can't even talk. A charismatic jeweler makes a high stakes bet that could lead to the windfall of a lifetime. In a precarious high wire act, he must balance business, family, and adversaries on all sides in pursuit of the ultimate win. We do have Adam Sandler in the lead role, starring as Howard Ratner. So we're gonna start with our spoiler-free review. So just let me know how this movie was for y'all.
Bro, it was absolutely amazing. Like I didn't think Adam Sandler could pull off a serious role like this until I saw this movie. Dude, he nailed it like right on the head. Like his performance was great. His character development was great.
I'm absolutely in the same boat as you.
Like you would not be able to convince me that this was the same dude that played Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore, that whatever his name was in Grown Ups.
This man deserved an award for this performance, like honestly.
For real though, like this movie was stunning.
It really turned the way I see Adam Sandler. But
I will say the only thing that I had a problem with was that stupid intro of a freaking colonoscopy.
Oh yeah, anyway, so there's an intro of a colonoscopy. If you haven't seen the movie.
I don't know why they needed to do that.
Yeah, and I was like trying to think of why they did that, and even towards the end of the movie I was like it was really for no reason.
Yeah, like at the end I was like, there has to be some symbolic like reasoning in here for them using this, and it just made no sense. It was just like, you know, it'd be a really creepy way to start off this movie. Colonoscopy shot
of Adam Sandler's butt. But this movie is basically about a jeweler named Howard Ratner, Adam Sandler's character, and he owns a jewelry store, and he works with high end people, and basically he does trade offs. It's really weird. He does trade offs, and from many different people, he'll borrow their stuff, and he'll instead of giving them back, he'll pawn them off. To gain more money, and he even is addicted to gambling. He places bets on certain things so he can try to get even more money, and he has a lot of debts that he has to pay off. So the whole issue is he is paying off these debts from these debt collectors, or I don't even know what they are, gang members, I guess, and they he just isn't able to pay it off through the whole movie, and so he's stuck in his own convoluted way. Honestly, he's kind of like a bad guy in my opinion. I don't think he's a good guy in this movie.
Oh, for sure. He's definitely well, he's like one of those
anti-heroes.
No, he has good intentions, but he just has like those little traits that it's to the point where it makes him the antagonist to his own story. So like he's both the antagonist and the protagonist.
Yeah,
they have you rooting for him while he does everything that could possibly screw him over.
Yeah, he's shooting himself in the foot the whole time, and you want to root for him, but at the same time you don't. Like towards like once it hit the turning point of the movie, I was just like, no, he's so dumb. But even towards the end, once he finally did what he was supposed to, and then we'll get to this later in the spoiler review, but it felt rewarding. And at the same time, I feel like they casted Adam Sandler out of everyone else because you'll sympathize with Adam Sandler way more than you would with any other actor.
You're right, and it's crazy because like he has this. Probably the reason I like the movie the most is he has one of the most complex characters that I've seen in a movie in a really, really long time. Like you could tell, like you could like almost visually see him being torn between two different lives, and like you could visually see his internal struggle, while the storytelling also detailed his internal struggle as well.
Yeah,
like you could see him battling with mental illness, but you couldn't tell which side of him was the sick part. Like you couldn't tell if the good side of him was actually him, or if the bad side was him snagging onto like whatever good parts of his soul he has left. Like it literally tosses up in the air.
Yeah, and you don't really see any emotion from him, like from the like Edward said, it's all like internal. But towards the end, you see his emotion come out because he's very torn and he does not know what to do anymore. Because the more as he progresses, the more he does, the more the digger hole he digs for himself, basically.
It's
But-
like, I'm sorry, you can keep going.
No, go on. I was about to explain the movie.
I was gonna say it's like, it's tough. It's like watching watching a really good person just make every wrong decision you could possibly make in life. Like, what would it be if Noah decided to not be my friend? That would be the biggest mistake of his life.
I feel like I'd be happier. No, I'm just kidding.
This just in, guys. The Hooligan Hangout is now looking for a new editor.
But this movie focuses on, actually it's really weird, it focuses on Kevin Garnett, and because he wants one of the jewels that Adam Sandler's character has in his store, which is basically, it's literally an uncut gem. It's a rock with gems full in it, uncut, that they found from
Bro, he said it.
where did they find it? Ethiopia, right?
Yeah.
It was, they found
Yeah.
it in he bought it from Ethiopia, hoping to make profit off it. And Kevin Garnett really, like, he was mesmerized by these gems, so he really wanted it, but it wasn't for sale. Ratner was not selling it, but he made a trade off. He gave him his championship ring if Ratner gave him his the uncut gems. So when Garnett took the gems, it was weird because every like basketball game he played, he was doing really good. So there's a whole little side theme with the gems and how, I don't know, kind of like supernatural, but it was weird. But Adam Sandler's character ended up pawning off that championship ring, and that's kind of when we started to learn how he's not a good person.
I don't think that he's not a good person. It's more if he had a really bad addiction to a bad habit is what it was.
Yeah, no, not only that, but he was also doing that because he needs the money for those people.
I just kind of, I don't know how more we can talk about it without going into spoilers.
Yeah. All right. So, what would you rate it for these people that haven't seen it?
I have to give it a strong 9. Because I gave what's it called, the platform, an 8, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna give this a strong 9.
I agree with you. I give this a 9 as well. I thought the performances were really good. No, I'll talk about that later, actually.
I guess
But-
the only thing I didn't really like was the color grading on it. I didn't like how they had like a super aqua tint on everything. It just made everything feel super, like, I don't know, claustrophobic almost, and just dirty.
Yeah, I guess I can see that, but I'm not gonna be too nitpicky. It's a 9 for me. So we're gonna get into the spoiler review. So if you haven't seen it, thank you for watching, and we will see you next week. Please leave a like, a comment, and subscribe. Give us a rating on all our platforms, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and we're glad you tuned in this week. Thank y'all. So for the spoiler review, man, where do you want to start?
I think this is a movie we definitely have to go scene by scene for.
Okay, well, we already talked about Kevin Garnett there. We already talked about that exchange, but we do
Yeah, 'cause,
learn,
like, just a lot of stuff happened from like literally there was always something happening.
yeah,
I don't.
we did learn that not Adam Ratner, Howard Ratner, he has a family, which is kind of like crazy to me when we found that out. He has a family. He has is it 2 or 3 sons?
Adam Sandler's character.
Yeah,
He had one son, I thought, and a daughter. I thought that's what.
I thought that too, but I wasn't sure. Yeah, so he has
Yeah.
2 sons and a daughter, and we learned that he tries hard to do what's right for his family, but he's always caught up in his own little stuff. So his family basically thinks he doesn't care about him, and in a sense, it's true. But at the same time, he does care about them. Like you can see it throughout the whole movie. But he is also cheating on his wife with his assistant, coworker, whatever she is.
Well, the thing um, is he has a severe gambling addiction, and you learn
Yeah.
that in their movie. Like, it's to the point where man literally orgasms over gambling, and
Oh yeah.
yeah. So like his gambling addiction, like you can tell it literally encompasses every little detail of his life. Like it's just insane how much it does it for him. And I think it's less of him cheating on his wife. I think it started as cheating, and then they're Jewish, so he's like living in a completely separate apartment, but they haven't told anyone because that's frowned upon in the Jewish religion, of course.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, it's like he's in a weird like spot where he's like married, but also has a girlfriend.
And he's Jewish, and he's got his own beliefs that he needs to follow, but it's really weird.
Basically, he's being torn. What I see is in between two lives. Like he has his
Mm-hmm.
good side where he does try to provide for his family, be there for his family, and that's like his Jewish, like religious side that comes out. And then whenever gambling addiction kicks in, it's like whenever you see him turn to like his mistress or his girlfriend, and whenever he starts to go like crazy off the rails, I guess.
She's the, what do you call it? She's the neutral. She basically calms him down. She's like his little, I don't know what you'd call it, but you get my drift. Chaotic neutral, basically. And on top of all that, he's being followed by Arno and Phil, which are two debt collectors that are literally kidnapping him, trying to make him pay a debt to them that's over like $100,000
Yeah,
that he has not been paying.
I don't think you mentioned it, but like the mob boss is
Mobsters.
one family.
Yeah. Arno, the main mobster, he's literally a Jew, and he's a part of Ratner's family.
Yeah, so like owing your uncle money, and your uncle is just beating the living crap out of you mercilessly until he gets his money back.
Yeah,
I don't think it ever says like if they're actually like their relation, but it shows them together at a family dinner. So
yeah, and it was awkward. It was very awkward at family dinners. So then he, like we said, Radner really tries his best to be there for his family, but his family knows that he doesn't care. They even know that he cheated on his wife. So it's just bad time for him. But the next part of the movie was actually with The Weeknd. He went to an event, a concert that week The Weeknd is in, and he found out that his mistress was actually alone with The Weeknd, and she was trying to do a job for, I assume, like to get him to buy or something. I don't know exactly, actually.
she was trying to be a model, I think. So she was.
That's right.
Him to like book her a photo shoot or something with like some super. I don't think we said this, but it's also noted that this movie takes place in the past, and it's like when The Weeknd was still like an underground performer, not.
Yeah, it was like it was probably like when 50 Shades of Grey came out that weekend, when he finally got like a hit song out, and
basically.
Yeah. And so, and oh, by the way, I didn't stop to say this. Julia is the name of the mistress, but I only say that because this is her first movie like she's ever done, and I thought she did a really good job.
A really good job.
Like, I legit thought she, maybe besides Sandler, she was probably the best actress in the movie.
Oh, for sure, easily.
It surprised me because when I found out this was her very first movie, I was like, dude, no way.
Yeah, their chemistry went really well too.
Oh yeah, for sure. She should be in future movies with him, honestly, if they need I don't know, chemistry for the whole.
So basically,
movie.
yeah, he finds out like his mistress. He thinks his mistress is cheating on him. He goes to Spain, hits his old wife back up, and is like, "Hey, I actually don't want to do this divorce." Blah blah blah. Basically, the entire movie, as you're watching most movies follow like the protagonist's rise. This movie really follows his like downfall and spiral into like, I don't know, I guess we're in the spoiler review to ultimately his death, kind of.
Yeah, no, and it's very interesting, the format of the movie.
Yeah.
But and like
It,
I said, you root for him, but at the same time, you're like you start to see like like for me at least, I didn't root for him as the movie progressed.
I was What I saw it more of is he was dealing with an extreme mental health issue. So you always wanted to root for him, but you could see like his mental block was always in his way. Like you
Yeah,
start at the beginning and you see he's chill, he has everything under control. He gets
yeah,
beat the first time, uh, and things progressively just get worse. Like he gets the rock that he's been waiting for. Kevin Garnett basically steals it from him, holds it hostage,
mm-hmm.
gets it back, does this whole auction that never pans out, that doesn't pan out the way that he thinks it does. Um,
Yeah, and
freaks out.
and by the way, so Kevin Garnett gives the rock back, like you said, but that the auction we're talking about is whenever Kevin has to try to buy back the rock at the auction instead of just stealing it.
Yeah, and you can see like he gets some money from pawning the ring, and he should pay his debt back because he got enough to pay his debt back. But this is like the first instance where he sees gambling addiction kick in. Instead, he
Mm-hmm.
puts bets on NBA games. Uh, and he continues. It's just like one of those things that just spiral. Like that bet we find out later, Arno found out about, blocked, kept the money for it, and like whenever you see him hit his bet, he literally orgasms in the back of a taxi cab because he won. Like you can see that's how uh, addicted he is to gambling, and you can see the rush. So
Yeah,
throughout the anytime he has money, and you're like, oh, problem solved, just give him the money, and he spends it on gambling. You're like, bro, get your crap together. But you can just see that he just gets so much rush out of it. He's just kind of stuck.
yeah, and like back to that mental illness thing. It's like a friend. Like you really want to help them, but you can't. Like they don't. It doesn't work for them. They just keep going back to it.
And like I continue to root for him because you can tell like he's a good guy and he tries his best. Like uh, at the end of the movie, whenever he does have the money, and he's like, I should give this to him. And then once he gets a tinge of like, hey, wait a minute, I could bet this, he immediately just like, you can see his mind shift from, I can finally pay off my debt, this is gonna be over, I'm fine, to I need this. Like he almost like he was started tweaking on gambling.
And even at, I think one of his darkest times was whenever his mistress like left, like he made her leave his life, and like more and more he found he missed her like so much. Like he, like I said, she was the neutral in his life that could like balanced everything for him.
Yeah, she was like his grounding. So like
Yeah,
I think the lowest point was whenever he like broke down in his office and she walked in and was like patching him up, and then he was like, you know what, maybe you're not so bad.
and she was like, "I got a tattoo just for you."
He was like, bro.
But one of the most manipulative parts of the movie, in my opinion, was whenever they were going to the auction, Howard finds out that his uncut gems, they are nowhere near worth as much. They're not going to be put up for auction as much as he wanted them to be, or they're worth on the card, on the auction card. So he makes his one of his family members. Was it his grandpa?
I don't think so. I think it was.
I didn't catch
They
it, but
don't ever say how they're related. I don't think. I think it
yeah.
just shows them all at the family gathering to show that they're related.
Yeah, one of his older family members, he tells him, which he doesn't have a lot of money, but he tells him, "Oh, you're gonna bet on this uncut gem so that the price goes higher, and someone else will bet a higher price, so like you'll be good. You won't have to pay for that gem." And well, it turns out, he his family members said 190,000 bet on the auction, and nobody else raised their hand to auction anymore. So he was stuck with the rock once again, causing no profit.
Yeah.
Until he turned and Ratner actually did give it to Kevin Garnett, which that's probably one of the reasons he put the bet on it too, because he knows once Kevin Garnett has that rock, it's like supernatural.
Yeah, and I don't know. I feel like the most powerful scene that in the movie was at the end, and he has his everyone who's trying to kill him basically for money locked up in the cage, and
Mm-hmm.
like it seems like they're all into betting with him, and then he hits, and he's like, "Oh, we won. I have your money and money for me. See, it's not a big deal. It's fine." And then he just gets shot in the head and killed anyways. And you're like, what? And then you see like his other family, because like they're all family members that were in that game. Like they're all family members. So
Except for Phil. I don't think Phil was.
I thought they both were.
I didn't think Phil was the one
No,
that
no.
killed him.
Basically, the side goons. It wasn't Phil that killed him. It was Arno that killed him.
No, Arno didn't kill him. Arno was the one that didn't want him dead. Like after Phil shot him, Arno was like, "What are you doing? Like, why did you do that?"
I guess I've had the names wrong, and I just didn't correct you at the beginning.
Arno's the family member. Phil's the one that shot him. Phil's the one that was like always angry and like actually like pushed him around and stuff.
Yeah, that was a family member, wasn't it?
No.
Oh.
I
No.
think Arno was the one that said, "Why did you shoot him?" and got like mad, and he also got shot. But it's because they were family members. Like he didn't want to kill him.
I thought Arno was the one that shot him, and that's why the other guy. I thought there was two family members. I'm sorry, guys. We took a break and we watched this movie last week, so it's kind of fuzzy.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was Arno that shot him because the other guy was like, "Bro, why'd you do that? He got you money and he's family anyway. That's how come he got so mad." And then he got shot anyways, and the other dude was like, "Screw it, let's take everything."
Yeah. No, I looked it up. Phil shot him.
Oh.
Arno is excited for Howard's success, but Phil, enraged, shoots Howard in the face and kills him. And that's the thing. They even killed Arno too because I feel really bad. Arno just wanted his money, and when he got it, he didn't want to cause no harm to his family member.
Yeah, right. It didn't make any. I guess that's probably why I thought of it the way I did, because I guess that makes a lot less sense now.
Yeah, and Phil basically said screw that, and that's the sad thing about it is that he locked him in the cage and they were pissed off, but then he was like, no, we're gonna win this bet, and as the game's going on, he's starting to get his parlays and start checking off the boxes on his bet list, and they're starting to see like, oh my gosh, he could actually win this like major bet. And once he finally does, Arno is like super excited about it, and like I said, Phil was the one that for whatever reason was pissed off, shot him in the face, and that was probably one of the biggest surprises in the movie for me.
Yeah, that's what really I was like, holy crap. They really
didn't want this to have a happy ending.
Well,
Which honestly, I actually like that ending.
Yeah, it was just a wild ride from start to finish. I don't know what else to say. Like, it was just crazy. It was nuts. If you haven't seen it and you decided to listen to the spoiler part anyways, watch it. It's like indescribable.
Yeah, still go ahead and watch it. Yeah, it's a good experience.
Right now.
It well, okay, so he won $1.2 million on that bet, if y'all wanted to know, but I don't know what Phil. The whole thing is, I don't know what Phil would be doing after that. I know they started stealing all his jewelry and stuff, which I mean, maybe it's worth way more than $1.2 million, but they can't take his bet back unless they find Julia.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know.
I mean, I guess there was a lot of open questions, but at the same time, it's like they're not a big deal to me. At least I dug that ending.
It's a solid ending to a really good movie, and I think this is Adam Sandler's easily best performance and best movie that he's put out.
That's kind of like why I like A24, because they don't tend to do sequels.
Yeah,
and this one for sure doesn't need a sequel.
Really into standalone movies that end in a good way.
Yeah, me too. I'd rather sit through a whole movie and just that's it.
You see, and this is how you make a good. This is how you make a confusing protagonist good. Cough, cough. Code 8.
I'm not gonna get into Code 8.
Don't think I forgot. I'll never forget.
We'll never forget about Code 8, our first experience. But like we said earlier, we both give it a 9. And if y'all have anything for us, just shoot us a comment or a DM or anything y'all want on Instagram or on YouTube, Apple Podcasts. Even give us a rating. a review if you want. And yeah, that's all I gotta say.